Hello and welcome to Creating Canon with your hosts AJ Hamilton and Nutson Cranberry Pluckmaster.
Yeah! What is that?
What? I don't know. I just chose a couple of words from Thanksgiving and threw in Pluckmaster because that's a plot point in this movie.
Before we get to this movie, let's not do what we did last week and let's
and not say your name for the entire episode?
Yeah, because people should know who I am.
Fine.
Because they'll want to know where the vitriol is coming from.
And not Captain Pilot. How do you like that one?
Hello, I'm Captain Pilot at your service.
I'll never be back. There's no reason for my character?
No, I'm going.
Oh, was he even British? I don't remember.
Wait, what was Captain Oh, right. Oh, God.
Pumpkin Pilot.
God, I forgot about all of this.
And Nicholas C. Pappas.
Yay.
Oh my God. So we started out last week with Thankskilling.
Yep.
And then
well,
what'd we do?
We watched Thankskilling 3, and I was so mad at you last year for making me want Thankskilling that I decided that I would punish you this year by making you watch Thankskilling 1 and Thankskilling 3. And honestly, AJ, the only person who has been punished is myself.
Yeah. You bit your nose off to spite your face, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like the woman in 7 whose nose was cut off by John Doe.
That's right.
And rather than call for the police, I took the sleeping pills. Which is a perfect metaphor for this movie because
it really is.
I had to fight to stay awake. And I wanted to die.
I will correct my saying. You wanted to cut off your beak to spite your face, right? To keep in the theme of this.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Beaks. It's what a turkey has, or
what?
Any type of fowl. This is about a turkey.
Oh, that joke was foul.
Oh, there it is. Well, that's not the last pun you'll hear, because we were surrounded by them and inundated by them in this dumb movie.
Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and let's just start. I mean, I think I already said it was Thankskilling 3.
Yes.
Let me just start by reading the plot, and then we can kind of move forward from there.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Less a movie and more an endurance test. Thankskilling 3 leaves behind all the charm of the original, stuffed with puppets. I can barely believe it exists. All is not gravy when it comes to this cornfest. I truly am sad I had to watch this turkey. Green bean casserole.
I think that is up for the award of the best. I think there's going to be a new category this year for the Cannon-erkies Awards.
Oh, is there?
Yes, and it's going to be Best Nick Summary of a Movie. And I think that's
full of dumb puns.
Yeah, so was the movie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this really encapsulated the movie. Look, so to give this whole movie a real 2-sentence synopsis is basically Thankskilling 2, which doesn't exist in the real world. Thankskilling 2 doesn't exist. So we really need to note that it went from Thankskilling 1 to Thankskilling 3.
Because they use Thankskilling 2 as a plot device in this goddamn movie.
Yeah, the whole basic plot of this movie is Thankskilling 2 was made. It was so bad that the studio that made it decided to shelve it, and Turkey wants it to come out.
Because he...
Well, wait,
go ahead.
No. We had to wait. I wrote this down because the whole movie I was like, why the fuck is this so important? And it wasn't until 51 minutes into an hour and 39-minute movie where we found out why Turkey wanted this movie to come out. So I don't even want you to say it yet. I want
That's
I want
fair.
listeners to be as infuriated by this movie as I was.
Okay.
Ah!
No, I agree. Because at minute 30, I was like, wait, he's changing from... He says something to the effect of, well, let's not even go into that. Should we just go through the goddamn thing? Because none of this makes any sense.
So I do have to say, this might be like our first Thankskilling episode where at a certain point I just get really angry and give up.
This isn't your first. You almost gave up in the first one last year.
Week well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like it's going to be like... This might be like that first episode.
Oh,
where,
I see.
Like after 20 minutes, I just might be like, "Fuck it, I can't do this anymore." So just to warn you, because holy shit. So I actually, so this was one of the last notes I wrote down, but I do just want to put this out there. At a certain point, all I could think to myself was like, if the South Park guys were untalented, this is what they would have made.
Are you kidding me? Because my last note is they really want to be South Park.
Oh my god, that's literally my last note.
No, that's so crazy.
Oh my god. So like that's where we're starting here with like straight down to like every character is a puppet.
Of course.
And they all have this voice. And they all have this voice.
Yeah. Yes.
And they got this one too.
Of course they do. Like... Of course, because they love Cartman, because everybody in 2012 or 1998 when it came out wanted to be Cartman. But the funny thing is, if you look through all of the influences of this, I would say Tim and Eric actually came out in 2010. And funny enough, their film, Tim and Eric's $1 Million Movie or whatever it's called, came out the same year as this.
Oh, interesting.
Avenue Q came out in 2004. I know this is going to be weird, but CSI Miami, 2002.
Well, because they referenced that in this movie, right?
Well, it all feels like that. Don't all of the puns feel like something that the dude with the sunglasses,
David Caruso, would
David
say,
Caruso, thank you.
Off.
Yeah.
Well, to go back to your list, I know it's the South Park guys, but Team America very specifically, down to the point where there's a song in this where it's like, there's a couple songs in Team America where they just start sort of singing about what's happening
right,
in the movie. They did that in this movie. Everybody is sad and there's a wig on the floor and it's getting dirty. I did not expect that to fall. And I was like, fuck, AJ, this was not a movie. It was a hate crime. Can I just put that out there?
Yeah, no, there's oddly less culturally and societally offensive. Still a couple of shitty lines about certain minority groups.
I was going to say, this doesn't have the outright xenophobia and racism, but the underlying theme of this movie, just like the first one, isn't misogyny fun?
Oh, absolutely. Because is there any actual women in this movie? I just realized.
There are no actual women, but there are female characters, and all the female characters talk about sucking dick, get assaulted, get murdered. I don't think one female character survives the end of this movie.
No, they don't, actually, except Christina Blevins played a newscaster. So she
I don't
survived.
even remember that.
I don't either. I don't
even remember. That must have been when... Oh, be fucking shit. So I do have to say, to start off with, I actually sent you a text message when I was 3 minutes into the movie, and at the 3-minute mark, I had 2 genuine laughs, and I was actually like, oh, I'm hopeful for this. And then the whole rest of the movie, I didn't laugh once.
No.
Do you want to know what those 2 laughs were?
I suppose I would. Yeah, because, I don't know if I even laughed those 2 times.
So the first laugh I had was, this movie started exactly the same way as Thankskilling, with a close-up of a nipple, Wanda Lust's nipple.
Yep.
And the big thing that I said last time is like, why are her boobs out? She's a pilgrim and her boobs are out for no reason.
Yep.
Well, this time she's an astronaut in a spacesuit, and the spacesuit has 2 perfectly cut holes, as if NASA designed it this way to just have her boobs out.
Yeah.
And there was a part of me that was like, what? This is dumb. And then as the costume pulled back, and you could see that it was a spacesuit with the boobs cut out. And again, it just wasn't like the boobs were cut out. It was like, there was like,
there was like collars around them.
That's exactly right. There's like a collar, like a metal collar, like they have around the helmet line where the helmet attaches.
Yep.
Like that was there for the boobs. And part of me was like, okay. Like that made me laugh in a way where I was like, all right, maybe they understood how stupid the first one was and that moment was, and they're commenting on that in a weird way. And I just gave them way too much credit.
Well, I got pissed about that already because they didn't go the extra mile of putting domes, like glass domes, over the nipples.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, look, it was terrible that it started this way. Like, I don't know how to say it any other way, but like...
They're on brand.
Yeah. Well, but then the thing that got me was I just started like getting really angry. I was like, these fucking special effects are terrible.
When they shoot her with the fucking laser.
And then the ships were made of turkey basters.
Turkey basters.
I was like,
this is fine.
I was like, really? And then they had the Captain Pumpkin Pie Let joke where like there was a pumpkin pie cap, and I was really getting mad. And then it went with that it's Thankskilling 2, and this was footage from Thankskilling 2.
Yes.
Where they talked about it. Legend has it that Thankskilling 2 was the worst movie ever made. And when that all happened, that's the second part where I laughed. I was like, oh, okay. They had me going with all of this. Like, I thought that's what I was going to sit through. Sadly, it turns out that's what I sat through.
Well, that, but with slightly better effects.
Yes,
because
slightly.
Honestly, I almost would have praised them on some sort of level if they had just kept with the shitty effects and the shitty acting and all of the way that the first movie happened. But of course they couldn't.
You thought the acting in this wasn't shitty?
I mean, I will say that there is a marked difference between the two. The first one is just like mind-numbing, like first-year acting students trying to figure out how to cheat out. You know? I mean, like, and this one actually had a script, it seemed, to whatever end that meant.
Although, I have to say, the first one, look, oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to defend Thankskilling or the acting in Thankskilling. But this is what I've been reduced to down to this day.
My god.
The thing about the first one, at least it felt like people were doing things in earnestness and trying.
Okay.
In this movie, it felt like a bunch of dumb frat boys. And, like, the first one's definitely got, like, a dumb frat boy feel to it, let's be honest.
Sure.
But this one, like, Jordan Downey, who's the director and writer, plays four lead characters.
Yep.
Basically. And Kevin Stewart, who's the other writer, plays, like, basically the other three main characters.
Yeah, to some effect.
Yeah. Like, well, I would say that of everybody who I actually remembered their, like, character in the movie...
Oh, sure.
They played 7 of the 8 characters that I remembered in the movie.
Agreed.
And that goes to, like, well, all right, hold on. This feels wrong, perhaps.
I agree with you. The fact that it feels like just frat guys fucking around. Mainly because there is a tendency in this movie and in those types of circles that if somebody comes up with the loosest connection of 2 words, that constitutes a joke. And if the joke is not laughed at, or if the joke is even perceived as not landing, the person's tendency is to over-explain the joke. Right. And that is 90% of the goddamn jokes in this movie. And it starts with that pilot thing. It's like, no, I'm pilot, you know, like a pilot, but I'm a captain, and I'm Captain Pie-let. Pumpkin Pie-let. You get it? You get it? Come on!
You know, it's funny, though, because there was a certain point where there were a bunch of jokes happening.
Yeah.
Where I honestly was like, I don't understand this joke. To the point where I actually wrote down, I feel like I need someone sitting in the room with me to explain some of these jokes. Because there was one where, like, a roach out of nowhere made a cricket sound and went, I always wanted to do that! And then, like, ran off the screen, and I was like,
where did that one come from?
I don't get how contextually that was funny.
Right.
I literally don't understand what was funny about that. And there were so many moments like that where I was like, what is funny.
At that moment, I think they had been commenting on, again, one of the jokes that they predicted wouldn't land, and then they immediately went into a cricket, being like, oh, nobody's laughing, but that means you're breaking the fourth wall and saying, oh, you didn't laugh at this because that's a bad joke, and we know that, and instead of coming up with a better joke, we're going to do this meta shit where we have our character who is a cockroach impersonating a... I don't know, man. What are we talking about, even?
This is exactly what I mean. The more you explain that to me, the stupider it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I was like, I've got to be missing something here. And if that is... Because like, I fucking shit. Listen, so I will say one clever part of this story... story.
The
one clever. Oh no.
We've almost broken it.
So I just. So plot wise, what ends up happening is, so for some reason, Thankskilling 2, the studio doesn't want to release it. It's so bad, and rather than just shelve it,
they pull an ET.
That's actually what I was going to say. They pull an ET.
Oh, absolutely.
But that leaves so many questions of like, why did they create thousands of DVDs
if they hated it?
If they were never going to actually release it? That's not how movies work, but fine, whatever. But yeah, so they buried all the games in the desert and lit them all on fire.
Yep. Over a wonderful 2012 dubstep song, which...
Yeah.
Was that still popular in 2012? I don't remember.
Wubba wubba dub dub. It sounded like a Rick and Morty thing, and I was not trying to...
It's very close to one.
A Rick and Morty reference there.
But then, speaking of Rick and Morty, Muffy and Rhonda land, and their characters, apparently...
Rhonda Worm. I just was so confused by this movie, because it seemed like the whole point of those two characters at first was they were trying to get a copy of Thankskilling 2.
Right.
Because Rhonda says, oh no, Turkey's gonna get mad if we don't come back with one. And then it cuts to Turkey. I can't believe I'm saying these words out loud. It cuts to Turkey watching television with his wife and child.
In like a sitcom setting.
Complete with laugh track going off for no reason whatsoever.
It almost looked like the Roseanne set.
Yes. And it's in this sequence, after we find out how much Turkey hates life, that they filmed Thankskilling 2 years ago, and it's getting shelved, and Turkey is like, what? I can't believe this is getting shelved. I need to get that movie. I need to get my hands on a copy. And what blew my mind here, at this point, I was like, oh, I guess they made Thankskilling 2 without Turkey, and he wants to see it? And then it turns out that, no, Turkey starred in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, then why is Turkey wanting to see it if he knows what it is? Because the whole point, like, early on, it was very much like, I need to get my hands on a copy of that because I'm curious as to what it is. And then it turns out that he knows what it is.
I'm pretty sure that this movie was written without ever flipping back one page.
I actually have a note that says, first of all, so much goddamn money was wasted on this.
Oh, yes.
And then my note to follow that up with, this is the reason why you need a person to read your work before it's filmed. Because I honestly, the whole time, was just like, wait. And also, too, there were just sequences, like that sitcom sequence lasted, I would guess, 48 years. It was longer than the U.S. election of 2020. It was so long. I know, right? It was so long. I mean, that was only a month ago at this point, if you think about it. So it is kind of timely. Less than a month ago, actually.
It's true. It was this month. My God. No, I think that this movie was not so much written as it was regurgitated. You know, just as the mother turkey throws up on her son,
yes,
that is how this script was created.
Yes, it feels regurgitated. And those sequences go on for so long, we sort of see and this happened numerous times in the movie where, like, the characters are introduced, we sort of see them, like, quote-unquote, live their life for, like, 4 or 5 minutes,
Yeah.
And then at the end of the scene, you see finally why we were watching that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And numerous times, too, it would just cut to characters where we were like, I don't know who you are. I don't know your context in the movie.
I don't know how you relate to anyone.
Yeah, like, I think of the rapping grandmother and the guy with the butter knife on a stick.
Sure.
Where they think they had like 8 minutes of screen time.
Before any of the other relations come in. Yeah.
Yeah, before it was finally revealed how they fit into the movie. And that just kept happening so much. And I also wrote, the pace throughout this entire movie is a mistake.
Yes. Well, and that leads me to the point that this is approximately 35 minutes longer than the original.
Yes.
The original was like 66 minutes?
66 minutes. This was 99 minutes.
Yes. With after credits, by the way. If you are going to sit through it, there is a little after credits treat for you, because that's fun.
Because that's great. Yeah, so that's actually a point. I actually think this could have been somewhat humorous if it was that 66-minute clip. Like, I think whoever edited this movie, they could have edited another 33 minutes out of it, and I probably wouldn't have, I don't think I would have loved it.
No.
But I don't think I would have despised it.
Yeah, if this clipped along, it would have been so much better. It would have been, there are some amusing parts to it, but then, like you say, there are these odd tangents.
And they go forever.
There's even, interstitials.
Yes.
It's like they thought that it wasn't a long enough movie that they actually put in commercials that never come back to relate to anything.
Yeah.
At all. The cats and the cat backpack do not make any sense at all.
Well, that was to make just a bunch of gay jokes.
Yeah, of course it is. But
really?
Yeah.
Well, and the rapping grandma was to make a bunch of, big dick jokes.
Yeah, and slutty grandma jokes.
Slutty grandma jokes.
Also, she was nobody's grandmother.
Oh, she was a mom. That's right. She was
right. And
she was
isn't
that one
weird,
guy's
though?
mom, but she was 107.
Why?
Played by a puppet. That's the thing.
That was the grossest puppet I've ever seen. That was that was as if one of the Garbage Pail Kids grew up and turned into an old rapping granny.
I have to say though, this is the one thing that I am thankful for in this movie, that Jordan Downey didn't cast an old woman to degrade herself.
Agreed.
Playing that role, because I would have at least the grandmother had, how do I phrase this right? Because she wasn't funny. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But at least in this version, as a puppet, she had room to be funny. Where if it was just an old woman being like, I like to suck Alfonso's big black dick, I would have been like, I just want to cry for this woman.
Poor woman. Saying
this at, and she's not making more than scale.
No, no. If that.
And the reason I keep bringing that up too is it's that's if the punchline of your joke numerous times is about penis size of the black male population, not only is it not a joke, it's just treading on racist stereotypes that are uncomfortable.
And it's lazy.
I would say the joke writing is lazy.
Once again, that's 90% of it. That's like somebody threw out the first joke that they thought in that situation, or almost
there were three fucking writers on this movie.
That's insane.
I'm sorry, I just needed to get that out.
That's insanity. I mean, it felt like it was a stream of consciousness, didn't it? It felt like they were just recording what they were saying back to each other. And it's like, oh my God, what if the worm was like, churning butter? Churning butt? Because there's butt in there. That is where I checked the fuck out. That joke and that action was absolutely, I was almost done. And that was only an hour in?
I checked out when they had this incredibly long section of this character named Jefferson went on around about something called Thanksgiving Land. And at that point, I actually wrote, fuck you, movie. Well, that was the thing. Over and over, they would hit the same joke of, it's not a butter knife on a stick. It's a whatever.
It's a pike.
It's a pike. And then it went on for like 5 minutes as he tried to flip a light switch on with his pike.
Oh Christ, that felt so much like Tim and Eric.
Well,
where you just give that awkward time to
yes
the joke, but it's not a fucking joke.
Well, and that was the thing where I thought to myself numerous times, where after that scene, everyone on set was like, "Oh fuck, Joe Hartzler, who played that role,
yeah,
fucking like you nailed it."
It's you and Charlie Chaplin with your physical comedy.
Yeah,
it's
giving
great.
high fives, and you could tell that there were numerous times where they were like, "Oh my god, we didn't know what to do," but he just came in on the day, and that came out of his mouth, and like the whole set lost it. That's why there's a quick cut. It's because our gaffer started laughing.
I will say, that actor is actually funny as hell.
Really?
He was on a there was a mini series called The Earliest Show. That also starred Lauren Lapkus and Ben Schwartz.
Really?
Ben Schwartz from Parks and Rec fame.
Yeah.
And he plays their producer on a morning show, and he is absolutely hilarious.
Really?
Which is very surprising, I know.
Yeah.
But he is great. Wasn't given anything good in this.
Well, I mean, he was given a stick with a
with a
butter knife.
I will say he did his best work when he was in heaven. Spoilers, he dies.
Really? Because I thought everything that was heaven was just...
We've not even talked about the quote-unquote stars of the movie. Uncle Donnie and Yomi.
I'm getting there, AJ. I'm getting there.
I know you are. I just want to point out a couple of things.
Please. And then I have like 3 things to point out as well, and then we can just burn this whole episode. This could just be like Thankskilling 2, where we just burn it.
we should put this on a CD. This episode on a CD, like thousands of them, and then just burn them.
Bury them in the desert.
I agree. Right? We'll find the ET burial ground. We'll do it.
It was found.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, there's a documentary about it that's really awesome where they actually find it.
Nice.
It's like a 55-minute documentary on Showtime. It's really worth the watch.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
okay,
totally
I'll check it out. All right, so Yomi is a character...
Fuck this.
I know. Oh, he's checked out. He's gone. All right, he's not doing it anymore. Well,
that sound was me dropping my headphones while AJ talks about this movie, because honestly, I don't want to hear it.
That's fair. Okay,
I mean, please talk.
I'll wave at you when I'm done.
Please do. Just wave at me.
So Yomi was a ray of sunshine to me that I thought might tie something of this movie together. Yomi is a typical, like, Muppet puppet type of Sesame Street-ish character, or Avenue Q type character, just a human-style puppet with a funny voice. I predicted this, and it never paid off, but I thought that
Are you done talking about it yet?
No, I'm not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just keep going. Sorry, keep going.
So I thought it was going to be one of those things where, if everybody remembers Star Trek, the V'Ger turns out to be, it's the Voyager. Oh, it was just, the letters were not shown. Well, that's what I thought it was going to. Her name was like Your Mind or something like that, because the whole storyline of hers is that she's lost her mind, and I thought it was going to pay off. Like, I thought there's a point where Yomi actually has one of the characters put their hand up her like she's an actual puppet in a very stupid, weird meta. I don't know. I don't even get what this idea was about, but I thought it was going to be like, oh my gosh, you're her mind, or something more clever than that, but it absolutely was not that. That's really all I wanted to talk about. There's another character named Uncle Donnie who seems like he's going to be not a character, just a person in a commercial, and then turns out to be the star of the movie. And I think we'll call Nick back in for that part of it.
What did you talk about?
Well, I talked about how Yomi... But never mind. It doesn't even matter. How about Uncle Donnie?
The thing about Yomi that blew my mind. I mean, I'm sure you talked about her losing her mind or needing to find her mind or whatever it was. We do see her mind at one point in time, and it looked like a female reproductive system.
Yes. No,
right?
It absolutely looked like a uterus. Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk about that?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No, but it was an actual puppet.
What did I get tagged? Yeah. Oh, God, that fucking... What did I get tagged in for? What are we talking about now?
You got tagged in for... since I talked about one of the main characters, I mean, I guess she is... I thought that you could talk about Uncle Donnie.
Do I have to? Okay. So, Uncle Donnie...
Dude, this is such a weird intro of a character.
Yeah.
Because it's in... I don't understand how all of these characters get tied together.
So, look, first of all, what I don't understand is Turkey lives with his family on, like, Turkey planet? Question mark?
I thought that was, like, on Earth.
But he has to take a seagull taxi to get to someplace I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but that's just a seagull taxi. You can take
that's
that from like.
I guess you could take that anywhere.
Maybe he's at the beach and he has to get into. By the way, this was shot in like South Dakota, which I'm sure for the tax write-off.
Yeah.
Or so, tax breaks.
So Uncle Donnie is introduced during the sitcom segment early in the movie where we meet Turkey's family, and he's introduced on a commercial where he is selling a product called...
The Pluckmaster 3000.
Yeah, which is basically you put a whole turkey in on one side, like live, and it comes out instantly on the other end, perfectly cooked, plucked, and ready to go.
Yep.
And then somehow Yomi wakes up in it, like, later in the movie, Yomi wakes up in a trash can, and Uncle Donnie is there...
Yeah, and she comes out like she's Oscar the Grouch, and he's like, "Hey, I guess you can come and hang
to my
out
house
with me
for Thanksgiving." Because he says the Pluckmaster 3000 cooks turkeys perfectly. It'll offer you a peace of mind. And she's like, "Oh, a peace of mind? I need a peace of mind." And then he brings her over to Jefferson and his rapping, foul-mouthed grandmother's house.
Who is named Flois.
Flois, like Lois, but she can flow.
Which, God, I hate them for that.
I honestly am so confused as to who Flois and Jefferson were to Uncle Donnie. I just know that Uncle Donnie, for some reason, is obsessed with Thanksgiving, wants to open a theme park called Thanksgiving Land, but is also mad at Thanksgiving because the Pluckmaster 3000 accidentally got his wife and children eaten by wolves because of stuffing of some sort. I checked out a lot.
Oh, there was a great line about that.
Sorry, did you just say
a great line?
Great line?
Yep. The wolf got the stuffing with the side of wife and child.
Yep,
it's pretty good.
That was there. That was in that. That was things spoken by now 2 humans. 2 humans have now said those words.
Oh, by the way, we didn't even say that Turkey, the lovable killer, murders his wife and child.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the thing, too, is we moved away. Like, Thankskilling was a traditional, in many senses, horror movie where...
Yes.
Turkey was, look, it's ridiculous, but Turkey is, at the end of the day, a stand-in for, like, Michael Myers or Jason. Yeah. In this movie, it completely left any thought of horror, and Turkey killed, like, 4 people, but never in, like, a horror way.
Well, and...
More like a Terminator way. And there was a Terminator reference in this movie, by the way.
Of course. And he actually killed...
And a Evil Dead reference.
There was an Evil Dead reference. There was also a Lord of the Rings reference.
Yeah.
And kind of, you know what hell felt like? Like Turkey hell felt like Dark Crystal.
Yes. God, fucking... There was Turkey hell. There was a Turkey hell. This movie took 50 days to shoot. It took 50 minutes to write and 50 days to shoot.
This truly felt, again, like an extended Adult Swim bit that was like supposed to be 15 minutes long.
This movie was funded by a Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, I want to get into that.
Where it made $100,000. Over $100,000.
Also, I just want to say this, that there were 2 backers that pledged over $10,000.
2 people spent $20,000.
Yes. Speaking of the people that Turkey killed, if you pledged $1,000, you got to get on screen killed. Remember that part where he was plugging in the DVD into the turkey, the electric turkey head or whatever,
yes.
Which is not how a DVD works.
Well, I want to talk about that moment.
But those people who were getting killed in the projection of the world getting all destroyed, those were 4 out of the 5 backers, because 5 people paid $1,000 and one of them wasn't on screen, sadly. So
that was the smart one.
Yeah.
So first of all, was Mandy Moore still relevant in this movie came out? Because there was a bit where they talked about Mandy Moore for like probably 4 minutes, making fun of a character for liking Mandy Moore songs. And I don't know why.
Her career sort of like took off in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, this is like that reference felt dated. Like I'm pretty sure if I watched this movie in 2012, I'd be like, well, this reference feels dated, and like, why are we kicking a dead horse? Yeah,
she was kind of into the whole acting part of her career at that point. It had nothing to do with her music,
ability. But anyways, so I do want to talk about one thing real quick. So I kept having this question of why Turkey wants this final DVD copy of Thankskilling 2 that was somehow miraculously saved. And I kept wondering, like, why does he want it and why can't he have it? Yeah. I'm writing this down at like 45, 50 minutes into this movie. Finally, in a throwaway line at 51 minutes, it's revealed that Turkey, while filming Thankskilling 2, every once in a while would add in lines from an ancient curse that if you watch the whole movie, it would kill you. And he wants to show this movie to the world. So what he does is he goes down to Turkey Hell, and he takes that DVD, and he plugs it into whatever it is.
It's an electric turkey head.
An electric turkey head. And that then sends the signal to every person on Earth through all devices that can play or stream video.
You know what it felt like? Batman and Robin with the box that the Riddler puts on and like sends out into the world.
Right, but can I ask you a question? Why does he need Thankskilling 2?
You shouldn't. He should. He
should knows the curse.
He should just say it.
All he has to do is say it and broadcast it.
Well, it was a MacGuffin that they didn't care about anything. They didn't care about the logic of any of it. They were just like, get a thing to a place. I want to read something from the Kickstarter.
I just really want to meet Jordan Downey, who directed and wrote this and played Turkey and many of the other characters. And I just want to say why, and then...
At this time in the podcast, Nick was overwhelmed with a rage towards the creator of Thankskilling 3, Jordan Downey. To protect our listeners' delicate ears and sensibilities, and to prevent Nicholas from being placed on some sort of list, we will skip to the end.
I think I'm close to the end here.
Well, I just want to...
read your thing.
Yeah, I'm going to read
something.
Read
your stupid thing, AJ. Read your stupid thing.
I'm going to read something from the Kickstarter page, because I actually did go through every single one of the incentives.
No,
you could
didn't.
Actually pledge
exists?
as... Oh, yeah, I found it. You could pledge as little as $1 or more, and your name would be listed on Facebook and our future sites as one of Turkey's besties. That's not what I wanted to read, though. Here we go. This is the mission statement, essentially. The sequel. Our rule with the first Thankskilling: comedy first, horror second. Same rule applies here, only amplified. We've planned an ambitious Thankskilling sequel with the same sense of humor on a larger scale. The plot is hush-hush, but here's what to expect. Okay, here we go. Good old comedy, and not because of a bad camera angle, horror editing, or poor sound. We're aiming for an 80-minute movie, and the script is packed with laughs. Bullet point 2. Practical effects. Screw Turkey being CGI.
No. They were already wrong. There was no comedy in this movie.
No, and it was a 99-minute movie.
This is a place where comedy went to die.
Second bullet point. Practical effects.
Oh my god, Turkey is a real murderer. He murdered comedy.
He murdered fun. Screw Turkey being CGI. FX guru Troy Smith is rebuilding a much more sophisticated puppet capable of eye movements and facial expressions, blood, puppets, and explosions. Not true at all.
None of that was true.
The turkey was as cheap looking as before. Nothing looked different. Did it?
No.
Okay, and the third and most importantly, and you'll love this.
Am I gonna love this?
And most importantly, a story driven by character and theme, not one focused on the exploitation of genre cliches. Accurate.
What was
so
the
accurate.
theme of this movie? What was the theme of this movie? That
I got it.
Be like Yomi and lose our fucking minds as we watch it?
Exactly! Losing your goddamn mind is the theme.
You know, I was thinking, what's so fascinating about Yomi is that's like, yo mind. Like, you might lose your mind as you watch this.
You know what's very funny is that's actually what I brought up while you were off mic.
Really?
You were off your head
Nice.
cans.
Nice.
I know. Similar minds. We have not lost our minds completely.
No, well, we lost one mind, and now we just share one.
That's... Is that going to be enough?
Yeah. It's not going to sustain us. Not if we keep watching shit like this.
Truly. There are so many padded things. There is a character, the Pluckmaster 1, is an actual character. And only pays off... It's only there to pay off at the very end. Like, it doesn't... And it barely pays off.
Does it?
Well, it's used to repair a robot.
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
give
also,
him a body.
Doesn't it send Turkey to hell at one point in time?
It mangles him.
Isn't that what... Why are we talking about this still?
I don't know. And I think... Does anyone want to hear anything more about this movie? I mean, there's a big fight in hell, and there's a big fight in the house, and Yomi loses an arm.
Just
and
call
gets...
me Barth.
Oh my god,
Just call
dude.
me Barth.
Okay, so there's this character named Franken-Turkey, and he's like, no, call me Blarth. You know, like Garth Brooks, but Blarth Brooks. I'm like, what are you talking about? How is this the logic that
what was
you
the
went
other
with?
one? There was also another one in there too, but it wasn't Garth. It was like...
It doesn't even matter. There's also these fucking rats that Yomi and the worm... Oh, and the worm is... What invention was that?
We sound
just,
like insane people right now.
I know.
We sound like insane people.
If you haven't seen this...
Don't.
I'm sorry. Don't.
Don't.
But you've listened this far, and we appreciate that.
I'm giving up.
I think this is it, isn't it? There are so many dumb things. Okay, I just want to read some of the... They're one of the worst and laziest puns in this movie. I'm just going to hit a few more bullet points, and then we'll be done. But it's going to be rice to kill you. That's... I was embarrassed. Like, the rest of it is annoying and dumb, but I was embarrassed for them.
Why
to
did
have
they
put
say that? Because it was like like Rice wasn't even involved in the scene.
It's just the last pun that they needed from Turkey from Thanksgiving, and they were like, I guess people eat rice.
I actually seem to remember, and I could be wrong about this.
Yeah.
There was a moment in the movie where they were making fun of Asian characters, and I thought It Was Rice to Kill You came right after where they were making fun of Asian
Oh,
people.
I don't even know if I noticed that.
Is that?
But that's horrible.
That's what I thought it was.
Also, there's a list of puns when Jefferson is killed. Jefferson's death is the weirdest fucking thing when he gets like dismantled by the turkey, but all we see is him like going into heaven,
getting his thing,
his pike or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the rundown of the puns. Looks like he quit life cold turkey. Great, perfect. That's fine right there. If you're going for the puns, just end it. But then he says Mexican butter knife, clean up this death. And he like uses the butter knife that was on the end of his pike to scoop up part of Jefferson and put it on toast. Then he says he's toast. And then he throws some other part of Jefferson into the fridge and he says, always refrigerate your leftovers. And I was like, are you killing people or are you doing a tight five at the Improv? What is happening?
Too, I think he also, as he was scooping up, and might have been somebody other than Jefferson's bloody parts, he tastes it and he goes, delicious cranberry sauce.
Yes.
And I was like, that's not even a pun.
Oh, no. You know what he says? He says delicious granberry sauce because that was when he killed the rapping granny.
Oh, I didn't hear cranberry sauce.
I watched all of this with the subtitles.
You know what? I'm sorry. I was completely wrong about this entire movie. Cranberry sauce is funny.
Terrific.
That's great. I think that's actually. You know what? I was wrong. Watch this movie. It's good.
It's lovely. What was with the stupid worm has a saxophone interlude?
Yes, and he's like, I got these from inside my friend.
Is that not okay to do right now?
Did I ruin the moment? It was
ahead.
It was at the point where Yomi and Uncle Donnie, like Yomi was getting like pulled into the
sucked
vortex.
into the vortex.
Yeah,
the ass vortex.
The vortex was straight from a character's ass. And to also be clear, to open up the ass vortex, the worm had to crawl inside of the ass and then fuck the ass with its tail, which then he later put into Yomi's mouth and made her suck it like a dick.
I think that was, in this movie's defense, I think that was all in his head.
Yes, it was in his head, but still, I had to watch it.
Did they just think it was funny that the worm was shaped like a dick? Is that the only reason that puppet was even in this movie?
I think that is correct.
Sorry, fuck this movie. I think
I think that is correct. That is
Are
why...
we going to wrap this up?
No, I want to talk about this movie for 19 more hours.
There's a kind of decent 90s video game.
Oh, I actually enjoyed the 90s video game moment.
It's kind of fine.
That was actually one of those times where I was like halfway falling asleep. That happened, and I sort of perked up, and I was like, okay.
That was kind of weird, though. It's like they actually did go into a video game because they were not within the scene that was going on in tandem.
Yes.
At the same time.
It was stupid. You know what? I think I am done.
Yeah, I'm done too.
So, Thankskilling next year? Yeah. We're going to watch Thankskilling again next year?
Both of them?
No.
I think this was the only time for this one.
I think we watched Thankskilling 3 once. That is no longer part of our tradition.
Check.
We only watch Thankskilling every year as punishment to you.
It's like we're in turkey hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really. Oh, any closing remarks that you care about?
Yeah, actually, I wish Thankskilling 3 was like Thankskilling 2 in that it was wiped off the planet.
I do too. I really do. Here's hoping that these now 8-year-old characters do not come back.
I can't imagine
in any form
they would. Although now that I've said that, oh my god, what if...
Are we popularizing this?
What if somehow our podcast brings enough traction to Thankskilling and Thankskilling 3 that Jordan Downey goes, you know what, we should make Thankskilling 5.
I mean, there's a non-zombie zero chance of that, sadly.
Oh, God.
What have we done? Burn it!
We are... That's it. We're putting this on CD, and we're burying it in the desert. Right next to the E.T. games.
All right. Great.
What are we doing next time, huh?
Well, Mr. A.J. Hamilton,
Yeah.
we have been exploring Canon pictures these last couple of episodes
Sure.
in the post-Menachem Golan years with Prison Heat and Rescue Me.
Oh, you mean before Thankskilling and Thankskilling 3?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's about time that we checked in on what Mr. Golan was doing over at
Okay.
21st Century Films in the post-canon years.
Head to head.
Head to head. So we're going to stick with the same year, 1992, and we're going to check
Okay.
out the feature film Prison Planet, or also known as Badlanders.
Nice. Isn't
Yeah.
that playing somewhere?
Isn't it playing somewhere? The Lemley?
Yeah, the lemon.
I wish.
Even though you can't get out of there.
Yeah.
No. It's. I believe it's streaming.
It is
Where
on-
would that be?
It is on Amazon Prime as we record, and if you are looking for it on Amazon Prime, it's under Badlanders,
Right.
not Prison Planet.
Good luck, everybody. Especially if you decide to watch it.
Don't put in your
I'm sure it's going to be
opinion
great.
about it.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
It is going to be great. I know
Nice. Things with 2 titles are always great.
it. Yes.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time. And that will certainly be better than Thankskilling 3.
God, I hope so. I sure hope so. Well, Nick, where do you want anybody to
I
follow
don't
you
want-
after this?
I don't know if I want to reveal any information in case Jordan Downey comes and punches me square in the nipples.
That's fair. That's fair.
And look, Jordan Downey might be a very nice person.
Sure.
He might have grown up a lot. He might even agree with some of our criticisms.
Perhaps. Maybe he's taken a writing class or two at the Y.
Why?
You can follow him at Nicholas C. Pappas
God damn
on
it!
Twitter. And he's got a website, nicholascpappas.com, which
A
is
website that
forever.
is under construction.
That's forever. Forever.
Forever.
You can follow me at the AJ Hamilton on all of the things and the AJHamilton.com. And you can follow us at creatingcanon.com. That's CANNON. You can email us, creatingcanon@gmail.com, and follow us all over the internets at creatingcanon. And as we always say, good night and good
Cannon.
and
Gobble.
gobble gobble,
Mother-
motherfucker. It's such a stupid ass movie.
Hey, AJ, what are you thankful for?
Hey, I'm thankful that we don't ever have to watch this movie again.
Oh my gosh, I was going to say your friendship, but...
I mean,
if you
that
want-
is definitely a close second.
If you wanted to go petty, that's fine.
Screw you, Jordan. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Oh my god, the sequel should have been called Thankskilling 2, Leftovers.
Oh my god, yes.
You guys, there was a living DVD case in this movie.
What? It was his son!
It was his son. Unlike you, who's not a human.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to stop recording. Because I'm responsible, unlike you, bitch.
1, 2, 3.
Channel analytics.
Um,
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
you can try it out.
No, I don't like it. It felt weird immediately. This isn't what I wanted.
You fucking
then-
lied.
Turn it right off. 1, 2, 14. I'm the genie of the lamp.
It just kind of felt icky.
Do you know who we are?
Oh my god.
You did what now?
Full movie master?
Beater? I'm gonna tell you right now, I've got a huge opportunity for you. Like, let's not canonize him. Like, you can...
Could we just shoot him out of a cannon?
And one of the things that really helped me out were my essential oils and diffusers. You thought that was appropriate? Okay.
And as we always say...
Oh wait, we don't
Good
say that
na-
together.